Hi, it is iYikkam time again. So, with the incidents of the Tai Chi player lost to the MMA player in China in April 27, 2017, more and more internal martial art player in China lost to MMA and a Sanda player. And this give rise to that there are many Wing Chun friends message me asking me to share what is going on. Is it true that all this internal martial art stuff is a scam, like the Chinese MMA player uh, address? So, in order for us to discuss or to look into this issue, we need to get to know what the general definitions of internal martial art today we see in the West. Okay. Usually or in general, internal martial art will refer as generate power, a type of power within the body with minimum body move, and that's called fudging. An advanced player or a high level internal martial art player or grandmaster will be able to generate this jing or doing fudging without much physical movement, and also the develop and cultivate of qi, a type of energy in the body, and to balance the qi and the circulations, and this development of the qi will then support the internal power or the fajing or the jing to higher or become more powerful. And then one using mind to lead this jing or this mysterious power, and then this chi or this mysterious energy in the body. Okay, so that is what in the West in general, which we read about, we heard about. Okay, if we use this as a definitions, we want to actually compare it with what the reality of the Chinese martial art is teaching since 2000 years ago. The Sun Tzu, the Sun Tzu War of Art, classical, or Art of the War, classical, and the General Qi Ji Guang 1560s writing, and then the Shaolin Short Strike writing by Mr. Zhang Hengqiu, which is related to Mian Zhang Duanda in the 1784. Okay. So what the Chinese really teach is this. So there are two parts of the Chinese martial art. One is they need to condition this body. Okay, body means body and breathing and mind and everything. Okay, and then the application of the art is how to fight. Okay, now, so there are two sentence on the how to train the body of the art of the Chinese martial art. The first thing is externally train, develop the bone, sinews, and skin, which is, it means 外练筋骨皮. Okay, so there's externally train the bone, the tendon, the muscle, the skin, those stuff. Okay, internally train the breath, breathing. 内练一口气. Okay, internally you want to train the breathing because breathing is linked to your oxygen intake in today's language. Okay, so there's the body of the art part of the Chinese martial arts. For thousands of years, this is what it is. And then in the fighting part, it is about 势 or momentum. Different type of momentum. You have long range momentum handling, you have close body momentum handling, you have this takedown momentum handling. All this momentum, one need to learn it. Okay, so this is what the Chinese martial art been teaching for thousands of years. Now, if you see that what the Chinese is teaching compare with those general definitions of internal art, where you have this mysterious power, where you don't have to move much to develop it, and then you have this mysterious chi energy inside using your mind and to develop, and then it support this mysterious power called Jing, and when they execute it called Fa Jing. It is heaven and earth apart. Okay, it is heaven and earth apart. And if you look at the Chinese traditional training, the body, of the art, you say that externally train the bone, the muscle and tendon and skin. Internally train the breathing. It is very scientific here. It's no mumbo jumbo, no woo woo. It just tell you this is human. Hey, okay, this is human. If you want to fight, you better develop that body, get it strong, okay, get it healthy. And then in terms of the fighting part, we talk about momentum, because when two persons get into a fighting situation, it's just a moving of momentum. Okay, so you want to have a takedown momentum or punching momentum or kicking momentum, it's all momentum. Okay, now where is that mysterious power come in Chinese traditional authentic Chinese teaching? Where is it? Okay, we know from Sun Tzu talk about momentum. Okay, how to use momentum, for example, like a stone rolling down from the hill. Make use of that. Okay, how to handle that. The 5 element is how to handle that, how to control that momentum. We can read about General Qi Guang saying that, hey, if you want to be good and superior in your fighting, then you need to be able to handle your momentum very well. In momentum, has to be a long range, short range, take down, blah blah blah. And then further in the 1784 writing of the Shaolin Short Strike, it tells you about momentum, about your body. You have to actually handle your body properly. You have to string your body, and then like coil up like a snake stringing, and then you will have to extend your body to charge it and so forth. Okay, and then how the body joints rotate, torque ring and so forth. Got nothing to do with all this mysterious power and the chi, and the using the mind to the chi and so forth. Okay, so where is this mysterious power thing come in? Well, it is based on a so-called Tai Chi classic, okay, which is actually there are many Tai Chi players also question this classic. Okay. This classic is the name by the Thesis of Tai Chi Chuan by Wang Zhongyue. Okay. And there's a paragraph there. This is what's causing the whole thing, the entire thing to be different than the ancient traditional Chinese martial art teaching. And that's here. Okay, it said, I show you that here. He said that, okay, over here, okay? So I translate you a little different. You can look at this thing, okay? But I translate you a little different because this translator, the way how they use term is not accurate in some of them. So here it say that there are many martial arts styles, although they use different forms or different momentum. Okay, in Chinese, okay, this part is saying this. There are many martial arts school or styles, although they use different momentum instead of using form. Over here it said form because this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, so he said that there are many martial arts school, although they use different momentum. For the most part, they don't go beyond the strong dominating the weak, and the slow defeating the swift. The strong defeat the weak, and the slow hand ceding to the swift hand are all result of natural abilities and not of well-trained techniques. From the sentence, a force of 4 ounces deflect 1,000 pounds, we know that the technique is not accomplished with strength. The spectacle of an old person defeating a group of young people, how can it be due to swiftness? Okay, so this paragraph in this thesis is the kiss of death, with this screw everybody up and take the entire so-called general internal art of reality into their own world or religious world. Okay, because over here he said that again, the strong defeating the weak and the slow hand ceding to the swift hand are all the result of natural abilities and not of well-trained techniques. Okay, and then he said that although they use different momentum, for the most part they don't go beyond the strong dominate the weak and the slow lose to the swift. Okay, and he said, from the sentence, a force of 4 ounces defects 1,000 pounds, we know that the technique is not accomplished with strength. The spectacle of an old man, okay, this is really important. The spectacle of an old man or old person defeating a group of young people, how can it be due to swiftness? So it is propagate the informations of an old man or old person can defeat a group of young people without speed or swiftness. Okay, and then one can use a force of 4 ounces defeat 1,000 pounds. Okay, we know that the technique is not accomplished with strength, so you don't need to use strength, you don't need to use speed, you have to use this fa jing or jing stuff, and you don't need to use momentum. Okay, now this thing right now actually is questioned by many Tai Chi players too. How the world this is happen? Number one, The Chinese saying, if you want to fight, you better be able to know how to handle momentum. And momentum got to do with what? Your body weight, your speed. Okay? Newton's law saying the same thing. You want to fight, you want to move your body around, you got to have force, speed, accelerations, handling your mass. So over here, with this classical, people sit down there thinking, oh, there's something called Jing, internal Jing. At high level, I don't have to move my body. And I have this Qi, I can develop it, okay? Well, the evidence is that you see in April 27, 2017, that master of Tai Chi who demo in the CCTV, all his Jing and everything, couldn't do a squat when facing a momentum. He couldn't even handle his balance of his body. Okay? So if one believes in this kind of stuff, this type of heaven know where the hell this creative guy come from and come up with this thing, well, expect it. Well, the Chinese traditional martial art didn't say that, okay? And so if you go back to the definitions of, you have the develop, whoever do the internal martial art have this power which you don't have to use your body, and then you regulate your or develop your or circulate your internal energy, and then the energy will support your force and everything. First, it is not follow Chinese traditional martial art. Second, it not follow the law of nature. The Chinese said breathing. If you don't have a high volume of oxygen, you'll not be able to move. And you look at today's Chinese what the so-called internal art in general. Did they know how to breathe? Did they know how to accelerate out their body? Did they train for that? Or they just living in their own community, their own world, having those tricks of playing with a force, push hand, and all those stuff on demonstrations. And now, facing the April 27, 2017 real incidents, that's what you expect to get. Because when you're not living in this world, this human world anymore, this physical world anymore, and do not follow the Chinese 1,000 years of traditional martial art teaching, then you expect that. Because you want to choose following this thesis to living in your own world. Okay? And then you say, oh yeah, Qi is a Chinese energy. Sure. If you look into the 6 core element, forget about the Qi if one cannot breathe properly. And you say, well, Jing is Chinese too. Sure. But look at it. 6 core element. Body, mind, breathing. Okay? Body, mind, breathing. Internal circulations, okay, and parallel is the strength, or the usage of the strength, which is Chinese calls Jing, or this just means strength with direction. Jing is only said is called it is actually strength with directions, okay. And on the top you have this momentum. Now, if you pull out this Qi and this strength with direction, ignoring the body, the externally training the bone, the tendons, internally train the breathing, and you just jump right away to the energy, and then do this mysterious jing, okay, which is everybody define their own. Actually, it's just simply strength with direction. Period. Okay, and then you ignore the momentum. You get what you expect to get. Okay, because you're not living in the real human world. You're not living in the world which is governed by law of physics. You go off tangent. So okay, so six core element. You know, we have article flowing around for free, but if you want to read in the details the six core element, go get my book, Basic Ancient Wing Chun Queen Art and Science, Amazon.com. Okay, you can see all things there. If you violate that, those are the common denominator of the Chinese martial art teaching and the healing art and so forth. You violate that, you're looking for trouble, because you no longer live in this world. Okay, so that's what the reality of this in general internal art means today. Is all the Chinese internal art people in the old time like that? Not necessary. But in the past 100 years, majority is going this direction. And in the West, now majority is going this direction. So again, six core element: body, mind, breathing, your circulations of energy. Okay, that can be different type of energy in today's scientific term. The use of the strength, which have a direction control, strength with the direction control, and then you have the momentum. It has to go layer by layer or element by element. You cannot just go jump like that, and then it's like talking about, oh, I don't have this body, I don't need this body, I don't have to move this body, I can generate power. Hey man, force equal to MA. A mean accelerations. Mass, accelerate your mass. You don't want to move. What is momentum? MV. Mass, velocity. You don't want to move. You want it. Are you kidding? Where are you living? Mars or Venus? So, this is what the reality of internal martial art is. And you say, well, I have mind. Okay, so mind what? If you cannot breathe, your body cannot move, not trained to do that high speed accelerations, and you cannot handle momentum, you can have all your mind you want. Can you fight? No. Have you seen anything which is a fight standing there using magic power? Or you want to look at the April 27, 2017 fight of the Chinese MMA and the Tai Chi player. Completely not be able to handle the momentum. Or did that guy show all his internal power in the CCTV interview? Did the Tai Chi guy? So this is reality. Okay? So here's what I like to share with you today. Don't trust me, go look at it. Okay, go examine it. Is this case? And usually the so-called internal martial art Qigong people will live in this community. When they not be able to explain scientifically, guess what they say? The Western science is not advanced enough to explain our Qi, our Jing. It's mysterious force. Sure, if you want to live in the community like a cult, ignoring the whole world, and you can say, you cannot explain whatever we are talking about. That's fine, living in your own community. But when you want to get into the reality, expect that. Okay? So this is for you today.